you for joining us for Claim the Stars today. This is our Savage World sci-fi campaign that we run mostly weekly, and we're going to be kicking things off with just a short introduction to our characters, and then a short recap. Hopefully, we won't take too long though, and then we got some really cool stuff for everyone. Once again, apologize for the delays, but we're going to jump straight on into things. So first, we're going to start with Cliff. Cliff, you can find Cliff over at his own channel, Quest and Cliffhangers, where you play D&D on Thursday nights, right?
I do.
Very cool stuff.
Interactive D&D. Craziness happens there. Sometimes crazier than I anticipate, and that's fun to deal with.
I wanted to say, actually, the last episode I watched, I really enjoyed the role playing between Absol and Vardrock. That was some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, so in the D&D campaign, this is our second campaign, and the characters from the second campaign are meeting their characters from the first one, and it's been an interesting situation there. It seems how their first characters are like rulers of a kingdom now.
How do you role play out? Are you just gonna play their old characters?
Um, I was just role playing their old characters for this. Like this entire thing that we've been doing recently has basically been just kind of like nostalgia for the players, and then introducing the chat to these old characters if they weren't around for the first campaign. But I'm putting them to a point now where they're in a new area that wasn't around in the first one, so they're learning everything new just along with the chat's learning everything new. And now it's going to be basically they're in the old area of the first campaign, but this is all new territory for everybody. So I don't have to play these characters anymore, so I can get back to focusing on just the interaction between the four main characters.
Very cool. Very cool. So that's awesome stuff.
And then segue into this one, I'm playing Aston Courtney, who is a son of a wealthy businessman. He is a badass marksman and also a silver-tongued Gentile, which is an interesting dichotomy within himself. And he gets to do fun stuff like last session where he got to kill a bunch of people and then he got to smooth talk his way out of it, all to wrap up in a nice bow. So I'm sure nothing bad will come of that this session.
Interesting word choice. Silver tongued Gentile. Interesting. So, yeah, and I think you'll learn soon that you guys are going back to ILR. So, do with that with what you will. So, and
Daddy.
yeah, and I guess we'll go next down the line. So, what the heck is going on? Where did the pictures go of your characters? Maybe that's what's wrong. Look, your characters are gone.
Yeah, you can't
They've disappeared.
Amazing artwork here.
They're gone. Oh my goodness. I will fix it, everyone. I will fix it. I think I know what's happening. So,
boom.
I will sort it out, Matt. Don't you worry. I'll sort it out.
Beat you to it.
So Matt is the wonderful creator of our art. I know while the cameras were all fucked up at the beginning of the session now. So Matt is the wonderful creator of the illustrations for our characters, and he'll be introducing his character next. Matt, take him away.
I am playing Arthur Haeckel. He is a young scientist and inventor. He had to escape from his home station because his family got involved with things they shouldn't have. The corporation, not entirely sure what all was going down there, but he had to escape. His sister did as well. He wanted to start doing good for the universe, prove himself, a force for good, and, well, I'm not sure exactly what path he's taking nowadays, but we'll see.
Very cool, very cool. And as you can see, everyone, all is well with the world. See, I have two overlays, and I hit the wrong button. That's what it was. So all is well with the world now. So Alabama RPG. And so Shaun, take us away with introducing your character, please.
Okay, so I am playing Spencer Witt. He is the team psychic. He originally came to the team as a stowaway who was quickly discovered on the ship because he's not good at stowing away. And he is stowed away because he's on the run from the Tanu Klava, which is a sort of interplanetary organized criminal syndicate that he was working for. He was using his powers for them and decided he didn't like doing that anymore because, it's basically bad. So he ran away and has joined up with the crew, who's become sort of like a second family to him. And also, which is kind of good information, he came to the crew as a 15-year-old, has recently turned 16. So he sort of sees some of them as extended family, father figures, that sort of stuff. So.
Very cool, very cool. So, and our newest addition, Brandon, tell us who you're playing, man.
Hey everybody, I am playing Clint Burl. He is the pilot for the Griffin Explorer here. He's fled Vicanian space, where he lived a very hard life as a shipbreaker, and learned that life is not to be valued. So he's trying to stay out of their eyesight as much as he can. And when he can, he likes to be a little mischievous, but he's very much a fan of his new crew and will do everything he can to keep them safe. He also likes to pretend that he's Batman, and he lives in the shadows, as you can tell by his picture, which is the only one that doesn't have light in it.
Poor Matt.
Matt doesn't look happy though this time about it.
Nah,
He just keeps going.
It's a phenomenal picture. But I'm gonna keep making jokes about it as long as I can. Yeah.
He's gonna storm off one day. He's gonna swivel his chair and storm off one day.
Yep.
I don't
Till
want
then,
to run the game
Clint's-
without him.
Clint's gonna try to keep
Funny.
everybody alive and just rely on some dumb shit luck.
Remember, if some of Clint's gear goes awry, looks like someone tinkered with it, you'll know what happened.
I just need this piece of bubble gum and toothpick, and his gun explodes.
Nice. MacGyver.
Okay, so all right. So as you guys know, at the end of last session, we have the body for Devin. We have a clone body for Devin now, and unfortunately, that spiraled out of control when you guys tried to trick the Wraith by not giving them actually Spencer's. Well, you gave them Spencer's DNA. You just designed it so that it would break down, and they weren't happy with that, and it turned into a firefight in space. And the firefight in space turned into a nuclear bomb going off in space, potentially killing.
Firefight sounded like a strong word.
Yeah, yeah. And then that the nuclear bomb going off potentially killed hundreds, maybe thousands. The death toll hasn't been counted yet, and yeah, it's pretty bad. But you guys hopefully got away scot-free, and you guys are heading away, I'm assuming now at this point. And however, at the end of the last session, you got a communication on your vid screens on the Griffin Explorer, and Anthony Wright's face popped up just as we end the last session. Anthony Wright appears on screen before you. You see the familiar short-cut beard and gray hair. All right, Gruber, you're already dropping the ninjas on us, and I hadn't even told y'all what they are yet. Okay. All right. if you'll be so kind, let me give me some time before I redeem that. Okay, so all right, so let me explain what the ninjas are before I redeem it, and walk you guys through some things. So, all right, Nick, y'all probably heard that alert. I don't know what that came from. No, it's in the weights. Okay, so Anthony Wright pops up on screen. You see his familiar gray beard and his face and stuff like that, his thin face, and this is a pre-recorded message from him. All of you, I guess, are kind of probably huddled in the telemetry center, looking at it, except for maybe the pilot, which you can pop up with it on your vid screen back there, and he just kind of starts speaking, of course, and he says, "I hope everything went well getting what you needed. Refuel and restock aboard the CV-17 Bishop. Make contact there with Dr. Emmerich, and he'll help you with the next step. After you're finished with your affairs in Ilar, come talk to me on the Nakoru system. GM can't talk. Nakoru system. My flagship is in orbit around Nakoru Prime. It can be reached there through the Ilar cannon to Ico, then through to said colony." He said, "To all of you, the passing of Levi still weighs heavy on me. We knew each other well for years. His memory will never fade. Do not concern yourself with the ship's monthly payments." Well, he says the ship's next monthly payment. "It is being handled. I can explain more upon your arrival. If you need a pilot in his absence, I'd be glad to let you use one once you reach the Bishop. Of course, it'll be on temporary assignment from Astra Unum. Each of you also receive an alert on your comm links or PDDs of a private message from also from Anthony Wright. Sorry, not each of you. Aston, Arthur, and Spencer do. And then he just kind of nods on the video message. And then he fades away.
Guess we're going to Ilar.
Yeah. Which was probably to be expected. Yeah. Well, Spencer really wants to get this done.
Well, unless there's a reason not to, I'll go and start getting all the preparations to start getting us there, and Clint retreats back to the cockpit where he has no video to watch.
Okay. So, so just FYI, just so you understand, just a reminder for the players, what that communication was about. Remember, once you had Devin's body, you had agreed that you wanted to get some personnel with Wright Industries to help you make the transfer. This ship, the CV-17 Bishop, is the vessel which you were going to meet some Wright Industries employees to do this on.
Okay.
Anyways, so that is in the ILR system. So, all right. And, of course, with the message, he sent coordinates, of course, to meet the vessel. And so, real quickly, while you guys, I'm assuming that'll be mostly your course of action, but while you're thinking about what we talked about, I'll just talk to chat real quick for a second. You may be noticing some new things, which Gruber has already spent points on. So, he didn't waste any time. So so channel points have changed a little bit. I spoke about it in Discord already, but for those of you who are not in Discord, so we've done some new things. First, I took away adventure cards option for the chat. This was mostly just because I wanted to focus on the beanie economy. So the players can spend beanies to draw adventure cards because they know better than the viewers what they have in their hand. Okay, and so they can spin a beanie spin a beanie to get an adventure card if they need one. You guys, the viewers, can then give them beanies if they're getting low. So hopefully the players will proactively see that they don't have appropriate adventure cards in a session and spin those beanies. So, and get themselves some adventure cards to help push the story along. And then you guys can give them beanies back if they get low. So I just want to push towards a better use of the beanie economy. Second, you may have noticed that I added the new one called Ninjas, which has already been redeemed. So Gruber dropped on it. There was only one per session. So, so I'll be sliding that in here soon. So, all right, let's go. Cool. So what is next, guys? Yeah, Angry Mob, he beat you to it. Unfortunately, I still have to tell a story. So if I'm constantly like dropping ninjas in there, we can't progress with our story. So
we do need a refresh on our beanies and.
Thank you for reminding me. Thank you, Aston and Brandon.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah, that alert you heard was me whispering to you in Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, I just didn't I didn't look over at Fantasy Grounds yet. Okay, yes. And I will give you guys an advance in a little bit. Let's wait until the story appropriate time for you to do that. Actually, now is the story appropriate time because you guys are about to have ninjas. So let's do an advance because you're on the ship and it's a peaceful moment.
Angry Mob TV. I have an adventure card called Angry Mob. Fun fact.
Let's see.
Okay, so the party is resetting their adventure cards, and don't forget, guys, that you guys have 6 raises in the box. You guys have 6 raises that the party just stockpiled on you guys at the end of the last session.
Yeah.
And don't forget, those can be used for damage, as well. So that'd be like, sorry, we're gonna rephrase that. It'd be like you're boosting like a damage die, right? Giving yourself a boost die for damage. So, okay, all right. So what's next, guys? So, Arthur, do you want to go to the telemetry center, see how quick you guys can make it to ILR?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just refueled, so that should
Let's check. Did you? Cool. Awesome.
Ooh, an advance.
Oh, okay. See, my screen said you had 12 fuel. Okay, you had 9 fuel. Okay, sweet. So you're refueled then. Awesome. However, you are low on rations. Did you restock rations while you were on? I don't think you did, actually. So y'all probably have to stop somewhere on the way.
I don't think we thought about it.
Yeah, I don't think you did. So you're not low. You just stop at a station on the way there and get some food for the ship.
I think that's something Levi normally took care of. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I took the calculating edge.
Sweet. Awesome choice. Okay. All right, so Arthur, if you are at the controls and you are looking over the telemetry center, you know that it is, since you've only been gone from, well, let me rephrase that. It's 10 days back to Ilar, and If you can plot the trip back quick enough, you can shave off some time in the travel.
Okay.
It is going to
Electronics
be
roll?
3 jumps. Sorry, 2 jumps, my bad.
All right.
Okay, so that is a raise. So that shaves an extra day off. So 9 days. So, but you will need to get rations on the way. So. Anywhere else you guys want to stop before you head that way?
Well, so a question for you guys, because we got this Alpha Drive in the cargo bay. Do y'all have any ideas on the best place to sell it?
But I assume that Eric could probably tell us who may be looking for something like that around here.
Well, I didn't know if you guys have
Well, I do
contacts
know
on
that
ILR, or if we should try to hit up.
I
our
do
buddy
have that.
on Beltrider Shiv.
I do have that pawn shop contact on ILR that I bought a gun from back in the day, or the laser pistol. It's anybody's guess how much money he's got laying around, though. I mean, if we've got a substantial amount of stuff to sell, it's worth a shot, though.
If we hold on,
I mean,
to
the guy
it with
doesn't.
the ILAR, I can also reach out to my father to see if there's anyone that he may know that's interested in purchasing something like that.
Because we're going to have to do something, because before we get into another fight, we're going to need some more missiles. Somebody misplaced them.
I didn't misplace them. I placed them exactly where they needed to be.
You put them exactly where you meant to.
So I'm not sure how much that goes for, but just something while we're traveling to kind of keep an eye on, or keep in mind rather, because we are completely out of ammo,
So,
and that'll be a way of helping to pay to restock.
is there a place on Bell Rider's Shiv that we could actually get missiles and whatnot?
Yeah. However, you imagine that right now, probably like shops and stuff are not operating. They're in like emergency mode, pretty much.
Oh yeah, we fucked them up pretty good. I mean, someone fucked them up really good. Whatever happened out there.
Saved them.
All right. Yeah. So
What-
I mean,
What's the next system we're jumping into?
The GM can't remember. It's an unimportant system on the way to ILR, to be honest.
can we buy ammo there?
That's what I was
You
wondering.
can sure,
Insert name here. Yeah.
sure. There's probably a station somewhere. Yeah, that you can buy ammo from or buy weapons from. Sure.
And if they're small enough, maybe we can negotiate with them. Like, hey, you know, you ain't getting much business.
The jump cannons themselves, I assume, would have stations near them or built into them or
Yeah,
something.
it's
would
just
they
the
not?
thing is those kind of places are typically legitimately run. So I mean, you're not gonna like be able to haggle much with those kind of places typically. So I mean, you're just limited in what you can do. You know. So,
But if we wanted to get rations, we could probably
yeah.
buy them there. If we
Yeah.
wanted to. Okay.
yes. Yeah, so like you can make it to the jump cannon station, and then just buy more rations, and then just keep heading on into ILR or go somewhere. So, yep. That's the plan. Okay, so why don't we resolve rations then? Because you're gonna stop at the
Yeah,
cannon station
That sounds good to
at
me.
the edge of the Felici system. Felici system. If anyone had forgotten what the name of the system you're actually in is called, so you're gonna need to pay a wealth roll -1 to restock all the rations. So 20 days worth of rest for 4 people. And don't forget, you guys can all pitch
roll
in
support on
to
me.
help that.
I will roll support.
I can roll support also.
-1.
Oh, I suck.
I'll give it a
But it doesn't
shot.
matter.
Okay, that actually
Does
subtracts,
there any-
that subtracts Cliff's roll by 1.
Hold on, I'm
Please don't crit
trying
fail.
to roll it.
Do support rolls take the
No.
minus modifier? Oh,
No.
okay.
Okay.
Hey,
So-
there we go. So I got
Okay. So that is
a wash and a
+2.
+1. So I'm going to be rolling it even.
+2. So no, that's a +2 total. So
Well, it should be a -2 because of Clint's crit fail. So
doesn't
okay,
a,
you
doesn't a
don't
crit
take
fail give you a
model caps.
-1 or is it a -2? Am I wrong?
I thought it was -1, but it might
Oh.
be -2.
Yeah, it's -1. It was already so it's -2. Oh, you're
No,
right.
that's-
You're right. My bad. Yes, you're right. So it's yes, you're right.
We
So I'm just
also have
Oh.
cargo worth +2 wealth.
Yeah,
as I
and any
recall.
savings you have too. So you can use your savings.
let's just try this. We'll do this, and we're good.
There you go. You got a raise, so no penalty. So you guys did not lose any wealth. So, because anyone who helps suffers the same penalty. So, all right. So good deal.
Even the ones that don't really help.
Yep.
Clint.
So you're saved.
If I don't provide obstacles for you to overcome, you cannot grow as a person. You're welcome.
Thanks, Dad.
That's how the thanks, Dad. He just made you a better person. Called character building.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so you guys have restocked the ship, and you guys can head on your way into the next system. So you guys are wanting to try to buy. Is there any wanting to buy some missiles? Is that the plan?
Well, we need to fill up on missiles and on the autocannon ammo.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Let me look at something here.
I don't know what happened, but all of the ammo is gone.
All of it's gone.
Hey, did
Oh,
you check
yeah.
this box?
Yeah.
Spend a penny and look, there's missiles. I found it in the closet.
They were smuggling missiles in that Alpha drive.
Okay, so you stop at a wayward station on the way, right? And you find a seller, right? That kind of deals in like weapons for ships and ship upgrades, right? Because this is like a wayward, like basically like a truck stop style station, right? And the first thing you notice when you get into this space station is that there's all manner of like notorious ilk. It looks like ships that are like fitted with dangerous weapons that are docked here, like oversized weapons. You even saw a ship that was like just barely on the size category large enough to fit a capital-sized weapon. You know, the weapon was nearly as large as the vessel itself, and so that's what this place looks like. You're like, I showed up at the right station, and however, you're like, oh no, we might run into trouble now that we've gotten here. And so you guys disembark, and you find this shop, right? And the rusted up door just kind of like squeaks and like slides open as you enter, and you see a kind of a burly character with this thick like bristly beard behind the counter, and he's just got like stacks of weapons just kind of hanging by chains behind the counter, like all sorts of like weapon what do you call it, ship grade weapons, and they're just like stacked all the way up to like a four-story ceiling because they're massive, and they're just like held up by chains, just like hovering over his head. And he just kind of looks you up and down, And he just does not even give you a second look. And he just goes back to cleaning this massive bullet that he has in his hand. The casing, actually. And what do you do when you enter the room?
So when you say he doesn't give us a second look, is it kind of like a dismissal thing? Like, look at these fucking people, they couldn't possibly be here to buy arms? Or was it like...
It's like you don't know if he even takes most buyers seriously when they walk in the door.
Okay.
It's probably the kind of
So-
shop where people walk in and they see what kind of shop it is, and they're like, they immediately leave if they're not there intentfully, or they walk up to the clerk.
Do I recognize the type of bullet that he is, the casing, the shell that he's working on right now?
Yeah, it's an autocannon shell.
Oh, so it's just common?
Yeah, it's an autocannon
Wait,
casing.
It's way less cool. Do I notice any exotic armatures here that the average layman may not know much about?
He has a rare grade of a strafing laser. That's a little uncommon because it comes from he comes from Kingdom, like Avalon space, you know.
Avalon? So I'm gonna walk up to him and immediately engage in conversation about that particular thing. Like, you don't see many of these outside of Avalon.
He kind of looks up at you with one eyebrow raised, and he says, "What do you know about Bruxians? You obviously know their weapons."
Oh, I know enough not to fuck with them if I don't have to.
Yeah, especially if you don't want to lord up your ass, bringing all his mercenaries.
Yeah. I also know that I'm in the need of a pretty fair amount of restocking for my ship's ammo. And judging by this place, I'd say I have hit the jackpot.
He says, "That you have. That you have. You've come to the right place."
Reach out my hand. My name's Aston Courtney.
He holds his arm out, shakes your hand, has a tight grip, and kind of shakes it violently unless you also match his shake.
I do.
Okay.
I like that. Give him a little smile.
Very cool.
And do you have a name, friend?
He says, Taggart.
Taggart. Taggart. What's gonna cost to refill? I'm gonna tell him whatever amount we can hold as far as autocannon ammo and the 4 missiles.
Okay. All right. GM needs to look up. The GM has found the missiles. All right. GM just needs to look up the wealth guide on
And this is where Aston loses all his bennies.
Yeah, this may be like a lot of stuff. Okay, so expanded wealth. You may have to dip into those savings for this one. Okay, so let me see the Why'd I close that out? Damn it. Not as bad as I thought. It's not as high as I thought, but it's still high though. Don't get me wrong, it's still high, so don't get excited. All right, so we got. Let me look up. And yep, okay. And you want 4?
Yeah.
He says. Taggart says, so you need a full payload?
Need a full payload.
Jeez, you got into a big firefight, huh?
Just making sure we're ready in case one finds us.
Says, well. Says, for a lot of it, I'd say 55,000 credits. And that's me cutting you a pretty good deal. I've got an extra surplus.
Well, I appreciate that.
Out of character, that is a -7 wealth roll.
Perfect. Taggart, looking at all of the inventory you have here, would you have any use for an alpha drive that you might be able to modify into something? We might be able to barter that price down a little bit more.
An alpha drive. That's not as valuable to me. Now, if you had a fusion drive on your hands, I'd give you the missiles and then some. But you know what? Tell you what. If the alpha drive inspection comes back clean, because mind you, I don't have much use for the alpha drive. I'll just strip it for parts, and the drive itself will pretty much just sit in the back until someone comes around needing a shuttle repaired. I mean, so, off chance that happens, so I'll give you the missiles for 20,000 credits. So that out of character is reducing it to -6 wealth roll. That's how big the jump is from -6 to -7.
It's crazy.
So
So let me confer with my crew that this is good, but I think we should have ourselves a deal here. And I'm just gonna comment on them and just let them know. Anybody have any objection to us, offloading the alpha drive here on this?
No objection here.
No?
No. I think we're good.
All right. Who wants to help me with the wealth roll?
I think we should all help.
I know I did.
No, this is a new wealth roll.
How does it
we
work
need another
using
one?
the
Shit.
savings?
Because I got a raise.
yeah, and do not forget the raises the viewers have given you. So
We should probably use
That's
those.
a good idea.
yeah,
Yeah, we
so
should probably use
if you
those.
just score a success, so you can save yourself from reducing your wealth. So all you have to get is a success on this. So
Yeah. So come on, guys, give me that support roll.
The savings that we have, does Cliff just add that to his roll, or how does that
he can
work?
if he wants to, but it's gone whenever you use it.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go. There's 3.
I'm assuming he's hoping you don't have to though. So
I will mini my wealth roll. There we go.
Hey,
okay,
there's
so we
a
got our
5. So only
first
got it at a
Benny
-1
spend
now.
of the day.
So only got to roll it at a -1. Thank you, gentlemen.
Wait, no, you spent a Benny. Did you spend a Benny earlier, Aston?
No,
Okay, I didn't think you did. Okay.
but let's see what happens here. Yeah, see, we're gonna go that, and let's do this again. Hey, there we go. And I'll use one of the raises.
You got a success, and you're spending one of the raises. Nice. So your wealth does not go down, and you used one of the raises. Awesome.
We kept our savings. We're fully armed. We don't have to worry about a damn alpha drive. Bring on the fucking ninjas.
Okay, sweet. Okay, he says, "Pleasure doing business with you. Appreciate the drive. I'm sure I'll strip it down for parts, and these will be handy for some customers." So, and
Taggart,
I've
if
got
I'm ever in this neck of the solar system again, I will be sure to stop here for any of my armature needs.
be glad to have you, and hey, let me know if you decide you want some more missiles. You know, I can always equip a drum, internal drum, so you can have more than 4 missiles stocked up on that launcher tube. Think about it. So,
How much would something like that run?
While he looks that up, Aston, since he says he keeps some things in the back for the rare customer that actually needs it, you want to see if he has any other useful ship upgrades that he may be willing to move for cheap?
I don't think cheap's going to be in the option, but I can ask. So yeah, like Taggart, and also anything else you could think of that we might be able to turn a smaller vessel into one that has the firepower of a slightly larger one. You have my ear.
oh, he says, I'm sure your ship could probably use more weapon modifications, more tacked on weapons, you know, that sort of thing. So, what are you currently equipped with?
Right now we have just the missiles and the autocannon. We have a pretty good computer system as far as locking on and targeting, but other than that, that's the basic extents of our weaponry.
He says, yeah, you could always attach a second autocannon, link it to the first one, just apply a linking module, get a second autocannon. It'll boost your damage output. You can also buy another launcher tube if you wanted to. That'll let you fire more at a time. He says, you can also let me get that drum hooked up for you. I can give it to you for 100,000 credits. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's a lot of work, mostly in labor, because we have to barrel out ship compartments, of course, to install it. But
just thinking of the extra damage output for that, 100,000 seems fair. I'll definitely keep that in mind. I don't think our current timeline is going to allow for us to pause for that long, but I know we'll be back here. We have some unfinished business in this area, so you might be seeing me a little later.
Great, be glad to see you, man. And then he kind of offers his hand again, and then he says, "I'll be by your landing platform soon with all the equipment, and I'll pick up that drive from you."
Yep, shake his hand, head out, relink with everybody else, and just let them know what's going on.
Oh, is it just you?
Well, I'm assuming that other people are there somewhere, but I don't know if everybody's standing there just watching me talk.
Where is everybody else?
Well, considering we took at least some damage in the asteroid field, Arthur would have been checking the ship to make sure there wasn't any further damage.
Okay, what about Spencer?
Spencer would be helping Arthur, mostly because he's a little bit jittery after the last encounter we had when he left the ship, former Tanulama guys. So even though common sense would sort of dictate that chances of running it, he's a little scared.
Did anyone else translate that?
So
He's staying with.
he's
on the
hanging out
ship.
with Arthur on the ship,
Okay,
just helping
got it.
him
Got it.
patch
Cool.
up the ship.
All right. Awesome. And what about Clint? What is he doing?
I'll go on with Aston. Not necessarily into the store,
Cut out.
probably just hanging a little bit outside of it and keeping an eye out.
Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. And okay, sweet. So, I don't think we need this for this scene, but so you guys are leaving Taggart's shop, and I want both of you to make notice rolls for me, please. Notice trait rolls for me. Nice for Aston. And let me see if that's going to be enough. Oh, that was not meant to do that way. Oh, I still had an old vehicle on the combat tracker. I still had the Griffin Explorer on the combat tracker. Let me fix that. Unstack you guys. So while you are exiting the shop and you're heading down the streets or the passageways of the station and such, you hear the hard boots of someone up against the steel grated floor. As Cliff, they're trying to be stealthy and quiet as they draw out a gun, unholster a gun, and try to put it up against the back of your head. But you hear it before the gun ever comes up and gets in the right place. I mean, you get the sense that they're just trying to mug you and take you for everything valuable you have and try to get your assets. And another shadow is approaching from the dark nearby around you. You don't get a sense of how many there are yet, but you're about to get kind of jumped by everyone, and you turn around and see a group of thugs around you. So I'm just going to change it to grunt 2. Yep. And both you and Clint are together.
I mean, I'll be absolutely real with you here. Is if I feel that someone is putting a gun up to me and I have enough time to react.
He hasn't gotten there to you. Actually, so both of you see it coming. Okay? Both of you got the notice rolls higher in their stealth. So both of you are going to act before the bad guys. So what do each of you do? And just remember that Clint has a joker. So
if this guy is close enough to me that he is pulling out a gun, if I see this like out of my peripheral or whatever happening, instinctively I'm pulling out my gun and I'm shooting him. I mean,
sweet. Yeah, so the gun's coming up behind you, and so you turn around and you see them behind you. They're burly guys, and one of them's got a gun in his hand. It looks like an impact pistol, and he's raising it up. And so that's what you do. You're just gonna like pull your gun up and try to shoot him.
Oh
Cool.
yeah, for sure.
Sweet. All right, cool. And you're pretty much like maybe like 6 paces away, right? Because that's when you normally trigger a stealth roll to get the drop, right? Because they were trying to close in. So let's pick 6 paces away, and that's when you succeeded in spotting them. So, okay. So, and by the way, Clint, what a Joker means is you can just act whenever you want in the initiative. So,
Okay.
all right. So, all right. So, dealt red Joker. Okay, cool. So, Aston, so you're just gonna reach up and shoot him? Cool.
Yeah.
Hey,
Who's close to me here? Because it looks like I'm just rolling.
they're all
again.
just
Okay,
yeah. We're using theater of the mind on this scene.
no problem. That'll do.
Nice. So how much damage you do? 27 damage. Nice. That is a
4
lot
wounds.
of you.
No
You raised up a marksman rifle. Wait, it's collapsed right now?
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That
Yeah.
shouldn't even been that.
Yeah,
It
it's
should have
collapsed right
been
now,
my. Oh no, wait. Sorry, hold on. Let me do this again. So it was not 27. You can remove that from him if you want.
Yeah, let's
'Cause
re-roll
it
the
wasn't
appropriate
the
weapon.
marksman rifle. It was the impact pistol, which is going to be so lackluster after a 27. No, fuck that. Hold on.
Hey,
No, fuck that.
he's like, I'm
Fuck
gonna
that.
re-roll that.
No, why'd it do that again? It was supposed to be. Son of a bitch. Okay. Yes, I got it with a raise. I'll take the 2 wounds.
Well, 2 wounds is an incapacitation when they're extras. So, so the impact pistol hits him clean through the chest, smearing the station walls with blood, and you actually see the round fire clean through the tactical vest that he's wearing, and he falls to the ground.
I would say I
your
don't know
ears
who you are, but I assure you this is not what you want to do.
Your ears are ringing as the blast has gone off in the narrow hallway. And let me take away the Benny. So you're down to
That
1.
was my warning shot.
Nice. Make an intimidation roll. I will give you a +2 against their spirit.
5, so it's 7.
You don't have an intimidation skill?
There is no intimidation skill. It's all done through persuasion.
Did they take it off?
Yeah.
No, there's no
Yeah, there is an
intimidation.
intimidation skill. Yeah, there is.
Is there?
Yeah.
Well,
You get a
what the fuck
+2
is
though.
persuasion
So
for?
yeah. So it's just a flat D,
Oh,
D4.
That's for friendly ones. Sorry. 7 again.
Okay. Well, he got a 1. So I'm gonna say that 1 runs away and 1 sticks it out. So
Okay.
1 runs away and 1 sticks it out because Clint got a Joker. So I'm gonna give him a chance to have some fun with that Joker. So Clint, one of them, however shaking, is sticking it out because he's got his weapon readied and he's ready to fight. What do you do, Clint?
So spin around, raise the rifle up to my shoulder, and look at him. And I'll use my intimidation. Just walk away.
Okay, you'll get a +2 to this because of your Joker. It'll automatically apply it, though. It should.
Oh, okay. And if he does not immediately walk away, I'm gonna shoot him in the leg.
It's an action, though, to use intimidation. So if you
Okay.
want to do multi-action, just click that multi-action button, and you can make sure you do both in the same turn. You got Joker, so I would use the multi-action.
Yeah, we'll do that.
I would do that. Just hit that button on there where it says 1 action, and make sure, yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you actually, it's opposed, so I'm going to roll it, but I think
30 now.
yeah. I don't know if on opposed rolls if you still had to get a 4. but I'm gonna let it slide. I'm gonna let it go.
You don't.
So,
On opposed rolls, it's just
okay.
1v1,
It's just
whatever.
opposed.
Yep.
It's just opposed. You still don't have to get a success. Okay. Okay. Cool. So, okay, sweet. So yeah, he says, you know what? Fuck this, just for a little change, and he just takes off running.
Maybe try a job next time.
Mm,
A lot fewer bullets and burger flipping.
I was really hoping they might get the drop on you guys, and we might blast one of you guys some serious wounds, but.
I'm gonna search the guy who I manslaughtered, in self-defense, and
Of course.
it
It wasn't like that one time you did it.
Always in self-defense. Anytime I do it, it's self-defense.
Of course.
I feel my life is in danger. It's because I wear an ascot.
That rabbit was coming right at him.
No, hold on. Get it straight, Aston. It's I feel threatened. That's what you say.
True.
You just start shooting.
I feel my life was
I
in
feel
danger.
threatened.
Not just threatened. I feel my life is in danger. That's
Yes.
the key.
Yes.
But I'm gonna search him for weapons. Well, I know he has a weapon, so I want the weapon. I'm gonna search him for any ID he may have.
Gruber, you still here? You decide. It was your ninjas. I played it early. It was your ninjas. Should I give him shit? That was a different ninjas than I had planned to give him because he played the card so goddamn early.
Does it have any alpha missiles?
Does he? Just like sitting in his pocket, it's like a
What's
fucking
in his coat pocket.
it's like strapped to his back, like the fucking Rocketeer. Just
Well, play a Benny and then just find the keys to a starship in his pocket.
Start our own fleet.
Strip it for
Oh,
parts.
God. My goodness.
No. We hire a pilot and we get them running things for Astra Unum and we split profits.
Oh my God.
Hmm.
I'm sure Shane would love to have to roll that every time.
Okay, so if you want to request something specific, obviously that'd be a Benny. But you find a comlink. Of course, you find the impact pistol that he was like pointing at your face that I described. And then, you know what? I'm trying to remember if you found one of these earlier, because I wanted you guys to find one. I'm trying to remember if I gave you one. Let's see.
Hey, Aston, can I see that comm link real quick?
Sure.
No, just click it. Marco.
Just shake my head.
He's dead.
It's too late for that.
You know, I think you think this is fun. And he has an electro whip.
Kinky. Who had one of those? Was that the people?
No one. Y'all haven't met anyone that has an electro whip. Oh yeah, the Blades had one.
Yeah. Okay.
Y'all haven't picked one up yet. And armor wise, just tactical armor. So I'll put a second one. And that was pretty much it.
And any ID.
I mean, typically that stuff's stored digitally on your comm link nowadays.
Oh, then I'll ask Clint if he can figure any of that out.
I can take a quick look.
I mean, you can't unlock it unless you have the hacking skill.
Yeah, like we can just go and give it to.
That's not
Spencer.
true. You can always attempt to unlock it if you don't have the hacking skill.
Yeah, you can always make an unskilled roll.
Perfect.
Well,
Two.
I think that's up to the GM as to whether he decides whether something's just possible and unskilled. It's up to the GM.
Well,
So.
yeah, that's fair. Just because of the
So
exploding die
just-
here.
Snowing in a
Can
prayer.
work it.
I type in 1, 2, 3, 4 and I spend a Benny.
Okay. All right. It works. 1, 2, 3, 4. The phone unlocks.
I'm like, you're an idiot. It unlocks. I'm like, he's a bigger one.
It unlocks. It pops open, and it says some musical goes, "Nah," and then it opens up. and then you like see contacts, data files, that sort of stuff. And you see, you're going through like, you see that one of the things of note, I would actually say one of the only interesting things of note is a navigational star point that's logged on his device. That's interesting because it's a nondescript, like barren rock planet near the Ico system. It's it's near the on a colony system near Ico, and it's quite a ways from here. But it's just a latitude longitude lines. It's just got no other information other than a star point and latitude longitude lines on a world out atmosphere, and yep.
Yeah, I'll jot down the chords on that. I'm sure that Arthur will be tickled with that. It's like riddles and puzzles.
This
Like,
this
treasure
little
map.
this little ninja actually worked out pretty good for you guys.
Then just tell Clint, anything that we can get off of there that's worthwhile, let's do that. And then clear it all, erase everything.
I mean,
That's the one thing really jumping
Sorry,
out at you. You know, you don't recognize names and that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So
I'll give it a quick look. Is there a reason that if there's anything valuable on here, we shouldn't just take it back to the ship and go through it in more depth?
Oh.
I mean, he doesn't need it anymore.
Yeah, but if we have that, that links us to this body. So us not having it, to me, seems like a better idea. So if you want, take it back. Let Arthur do his magic with it and then wipe it.
I think it's probably best that way.
Yep, that's fine.
How crowded was the hallway we were in?
nobody in it.
Like, okay.
Although if you linger, I mean, it's a good chance someone will just walk by.
Hand Clint the impact pistol and the like. And this might be a little bit more discreet too.
Well, I got a automatic pistol, so
Yeah, but no, this is an impact pistol.
okay.
Pull out mine, but like this, only not nearly as nice.
Okay. Well, so should be getting back to the shit.
Yeah, let's go. I'm sure Spencer has driven Arthur mad by now.
Probably.
I got a question. How did Arthur and Spencer get 4 bennies?
Was it from the Joker?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's what it
versus-
is. So all of you got. Okay, I got you.
I'm
I
down
was
to
like,
2.
why
though.
is everybody off? But okay, that's what it is. The Joker. Okay, cool. Well, see,
Ooh.
Angry Mob, the reason why I want to kind of give benefit was because someone spent channel points on that. But, you know, it may be a few episodes before they ever actually like explore that barren planet, you know. So, we'll see. Okay, so what's next
Did
for
you
you guys?
say what system? Did you say what system?
It was just a
planet was
colony
in?
planet, colony system near Ico. So you'd have to get to your telemetry center to
Okay.
like figure out more. But we can jump to that though if you want to. So yeah, you guys are back at the ship, and we'll just assume that like you guys all get together. They bring out the alpha missiles. They reload your old autocannon, that sort of stuff. Everything is squared away. The trade is done. blah blah. Arthur, if you're sitting there at the system, why don't you just make like an electronics roll, and you could track down where those nav point goes to.
Okay. Can I get a bonus from the telemetry center?
Yeah, you'll get a bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so it goes to a actually I think the system is called the Magani system. Magani
Hey, haven't we been
Magani
there already?
3 something I think. But there's lots of Magani systems. Because Magani is just like a designation named after an astronomer. So that's how a lot of star systems are named. Like Wolf, Gliese, that kind of stuff.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So
That's where the alien artifact was at. Was in the Magani system.
yeah, it was another. The alien artifact, yes, was a Magani system. Yes. Okay, so this is in LHS 159268. System. Which is just another designation.
So when we were on the planet where we rescued Levi's not daughter, and the leader of the rebellion was supposed to get me information on who alerted them to us being there. Did I ever get that information? Because that was kind of before my hiatus.
I don't recall finding out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that I've.
Who alerted you being there? Like.
Yeah, so
Be more
the
specific if you
leader
don't mind,
of the
'cause I'm not
rebellion
sure.
was supposed to try to figure out who alerted let me find the notes here. Because it was Draco Tech that destroyed our ship. They came to that planet specifically, shot at our ship, so they knew we were there somehow. The leader of the rebellion was trying to figure out who let them know, basically who gave them wind that this was all going on. And he said that he was going to reach out to me if he found out who.
Oh, he just hasn't come back with you yet. Like that'll require like investigation and interrogation. So
Okay.
yeah, that'll take long term like a military. It'll take a long term military campaign, right? So that'll take like interrogating Vicanian soldiers, interrogating Draco Tech.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
you guys
I just
left
wanted to
with
make
just
sure
yours.
that
Thank you for reminding me
went
though.
over that.
Yeah, thank you for reminding me though. We'll come back to that. Yes. And if you don't mind, remind me at the end of the session, so I'll put it in my notes and
Will
don't
do.
forget to. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we move on to just to you guys? I'm assuming you guys are still planning on heading to Bishop, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys arrive at CV-17 Bishop in the ILR system. Technically, it's at ILR 5, a gas giant, on the outer edges, just beyond the outer belts of the ILR system. This is a science vessel. Well, yeah, for the most part, a science vessel. It's a converted space transport vessel, a large-scale space transport vessel. And it's been converted into a science vessel. And you guys see it kind of in orbit around this gas giant. And you're allowed to dock with it. And actually, it doesn't have parking, like a dock that fits your ship. So you guys will have to enter with your landing shuttle or attach with an umbilical. Either one. Which would you rather do?
You guys have a
The
preference?
landing shuttle?
Are there like pros and cons to this, or is this just preference?
Yeah, because I mean, if we use the landing shuttle, we got to leave somebody on the ship,
No, you don't.
right?
It fits like 5 people, and you can always make multiple trips.
Yeah. But our ship isn't going to just go like floating off into space or anything.
No, you can put it in like an autopilot, and it'll just kind of like stay where it is.
Hmm.
But quicker getting back to it if it's.
I don't know. Like the umbilical just seems like we'd have easier access to our vehicle. Yeah, if something goes wrong. Yeah,
Yeah.
I defer
So-
to the pilot.
I think that's probably the way to go.
Just remember what happened to all the other ships that were on umbilicals on the ship.
I mean, if something bad happens, yes, our ship's more likely to go down with it.
You're really close to each other when something bad happens, so
Yeah, but if a fusion drive happens to blow up and send a shockwave out, that we're gonna
Yeah.
be fucked regardless. So
yeah.
I mean, allegedly, if something like that were to happen ever.
Why does space have so many dangers? This is killing me.
I know, right? It's just space.
Why can't we
right?
just be safe?
Why can't we
God.
just play like a Flash Gordon style space game
Yeah.
or like a
Why
Buck
do we have to
Rogers?
play these games? Yeah, where like everything's going to go wrong all the time.
Why is the world so savage?
It's funny.
I know we're playing a space game, so there's multiple savage worlds.
Just tell me which one you're doing, guys.
Okay, we're going with the umbilical.
Okay.
We're going
Command
with whatever the
decision.
pilot says.
I prefer the umbilical because if
Yeah,
something bad happens and there's an explosion, like if the ship's floating out there in space, it's just about as done for because it's going to take us longer to get to it anyways.
I'm sure Anthony Wright has insurance on this thing.
So you've come to the
Doesn't help
conclusion that
us.
he's bought it? Since he said
Anthony
the monthly
Wright?
payments comment?
Oh, I mean, I assumed that he owned the thing anyways.
Levi did actually. So
He actually owned it?
yeah. He mortgaged, essentially mortgaged it. Yeah.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah. Okay. So Clint, make a pilot roll and just don't critically failure it. So yeah, there we go.
2
Oh,
1s.
we need to get rid of that.
Game's over.
Fucking hard.
Multi-action.
There we go. Well, it offset by the Joker. All right. Now, okay. So you dock, make it look fancy. I'm assuming you get like permission to dock. Actually, you reach out to get permission to dock, and you're surprised at the delay in response of getting permission to dock. But eventually, you get a response back. It took longer than expected, but you do get a response back. And the person on the line just seemed kind of stressed, if you will, when they responded. And they give you permission, and you dock, and you guys disembark, and you're in the C-17 Bishop now. This is probably one of the cleanest ships you've ever been on. The nicest ship you've ever been on. Of course, this was true of all the other Wright Industries vessels you've ever been on before. Of course, your ship is pretty snazzy, clean. Of course, when you guys take care of it, it has the potential to be. That's up to you guys whether you actually do take care of it.
Oh, I
don't
take it
know.
to the space wash at least once a week.
Right, of course.
And then make Spencer clean it the rest of the time.
Yeah. And when you guys disembark, you're met by a woman in kind of like a lab coat and like just a pair of like slacks, and she's got her hair pulled back, and she's kind of about 5'6", and she's got spectacles on, and she says she's got like a badge on and like a name tag that says Dr. Emmerich. So, and she kind of holds her hand out to greet whichever one of you is in the front. So who is there to meet her first?
Oh, I Guess
Should
I
either
am?
be Spencer or the captain.
Fucker. So I guess
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the first one out there then.
Yeah,
Alright.
you can be. She should probably, she already knows what we're doing or what we want to do. So
So
shouldn't be too
she has her
hard.
hand out to Aston, and she says, "I'm Rachel Emmerich. I'm told that you are the crew that's possessing of the cloned body, correct?"
Yes, Doctor, I'm Aston Courtney. This is my crew. This is Clint, Arthur, Spencer, and Spencer, I think, should be your main contact for this little endeavor. He knows more than I do about it.
I'm assuming Spencer is standing at your side, and she says,
Yeah.
"Pleased to meet you, of course. Yes, I've been told about your exploits. Actually, I've been told that you were the one that saved this poor kid, or at least he's literally and figuratively saved at this moment. Correct?"
That is the hope as of right now. So I kind of like wave the hard drives that I have for the computer. I'm like, I believe he is saved on this computer. So I need your help to hopefully upload him to the body that we procured.
Well, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna do our best, and as you're talking about this, I'm assuming one of you has gotten maybe like the armor bot to help like pull out the dead body, maybe. And so I said dead body, sorry, clone body, maybe on the
Mhm.
like a wagon or something like that, or a cargo lift, and she says we're gonna do our best. Unfortunately, it's pretty unique circumstances, so we're gonna do everything we can in our power. I mean, this is pretty groundbreaking stuff, but I want to tell you that we're trying to keep this to a very small group of people. This operation. This is strictly need to know as far as personnel who are going to be involved, and we're going to need your help. And we're told that you also have a medical professional now on your team, so we're also going to need to be able to help get their help involved as well. So we're going to need everyone because we want as few right industry staff on this project as possible, because we've been informed of the questionable legal aspects of this project. So now we're not concerned with that, given the potential science possibilities of this project. We don't let legality sometimes get in our way, if you understand what I'm
we don't
saying.
either.
So we don't let
Right.
that stand in the way of progress, especially when it means saving the life of a child. So we're going to do what we can. So, but that means that we're going to need your crew's help every step of the way.
Like, well,
Well,
I'm
this
certainly
is-
up for it.
Well, this is Arthur Haeckel. He is our resident science buff, doctor, healer, whatever you need.
A pleasure. She offers her hand to you.
Arthur shakes it.
Is Arthur a doctor?
Eh, Not really a doctor. I'm self-studied. I've read some books.
She says,
Unrelated question. How much would it cost to buy a title like doctor for somebody?
I don't think that's how it works, Mister. And you said your name was
Honorary.
Arthur.
No, the one who was offering about buying doctorates.
No, that was all out of character.
Oh, okay.
I would never say that to a doctor.
Okay,
That would be
all right.
demeaning as fuck.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm sure if your parents make a large enough donation to a university,
yeah.
True.
they'll give him a doctorate in anything he wants.
And
Honorary
she
doctor.
looks at you and says, and you said Hakel, right?
Yes,
Are you related to an Adira Hakel?
I am. She is my sister.
Oh, okay. Well,
Have you
well,
worked
she's
with her?
She's on board here.
Oh, really? That's
Yes.
great to hear.
Yes. Well, she's only staying on board here for just a little while. Actually, she was supposed to get on a transport actually to Nokoru Prime. So it may be possible that you're that transport vessel. We'll have to check the logs to see, but Anthony Wright she's supposed to meet up with his flagship. So
That's very cool.
but
I will
anyways,
be glad to see her again.
of course, I'll actually part and give you guys a chance to settle in. We have quarters on the ship for you all if you don't want to stay on your own vessel, and I'll kind of show you guys to the lab, of course, where we can take Devin and we can start setting things up. So, what is Alabama RPG? I keep seeing that. Is it the way I talk? Funny. Okay.
I think he's making a joke about the South.
Okay. Now, let's see. All right. So I think we can, unless individuals like so Clint, is there anything like you have? Oh, that's funny. No, he's already got a side chick. He's good. No.
It's not his sister.
Different system. Yeah, the different system.
Oh, is it like a Vegas type thing? So, okay. So what about your characters? Anything that y'all need to do or you want to do before we kind of move to different key scenes?
I would want to get quarters on the ship, on the vessel,
Okay.
and a good whiskey.
Awesome. Okay.
And I don't. Am I going to be needed in this process? I don't feel like my skills are going to be very valuable in this endeavor.
You know
Well,
what?
I mean,
Actually,
if things go bad, you can always hit the button to turn it off and turn it on again.
Aston, hit the button. Okay.
you know what? Actually, this is a great time for you two before we get to the interesting stuff with. I know Spencer and Arthur felt like they've kind of played the back seat, but they're going to get their chance to shine in a minute, anyways. Clint and Spencer, would you guys like to do an interlude in a minute?
Sure.
We haven't done one of those in a while.
Sure.
Maybe the two of you together. Sorry, did I say Spencer? Sorry, I meant Clint and Aston. Sorry, my bad.
I'm game.
So why don't you guys? I'll drop a link to an interludes, and maybe you guys can talk and chat together and kind of go over them. And when I say chat, I mean Fantasy Grounds chat.
I already know what I'd like to ask Aston about.
Okay. Yeah, so you don't have to follow the rule book of the interludes. You guys can just kind of do that on your own and kind of figure out what it is y'all want to play out. And we're actually going to let you guys get time to maybe kind of think about what you guys want to do on the interlude while I do some role playing with Spencer and Arthur. So while we set up the scene a little bit, give them some time to shine, and then we'll come back to you. Okay?
Perfect.
All right. So let me.
And
Do you know
because
where
I'm
to
a
find
method actor,
interludes, Aston? Sorry, Cliff?
I know where they're at, yeah.
Okay, cool. I will let you guys do your thing. Okay.
And because I'm a method actor, I'm going to go get me an actual glass of whiskey.
All right.
What kind? The good stuff.
Okay. So, Spencer and Arthur. So, I'm assuming after you drop off your like your materials, like your clothing and that kind of stuff, and you put off your gear and stuff at your bunk, and you meet back up at the lab, and you get there, and Emmerich is there with another doctor, and this is a doctor of the medical kind. So one of them is a doctorate of a more technical nature, Dr. Emmerich. The other is a doctor to help with any medical problems that arise while you guys are making the transfer. And so you guys are set up in like a large lab. And here comes Spencer coming in with a cyber deck loaded with digital Devon. And the armor bot is in tow with you, pushing the cargo lift with Devon's body, stored in this like coffin with a refrigeration unit. And you guys come inside, and they immediately kind of like open it up, and some assistants like lift Devon out and start connecting him to the machines and that kind of stuff, so they can monitor Devon's vitals and stuff like that, and then getting everything prepped, essentially. And the first thing that they kind of do after everything is prepped is they kind of roll him over a little bit. And Dr. Emmerich and the other doctor kind of lock eyes for a minute, look kind of concerned. Emmerich says, "This is not good."
What's going on? What's the problem?
Well, we were hoping, since he was a clone, that he would have an index chip. This may make things a little more difficult, but not impossible. So we don't have that much experience with clones. But, thank goodness, it doesn't make things much more difficult. So, it just means that we're working in a little bit more unusual territory. But, the technical nature of what we're doing shouldn't change too much. I mean, we just need to look at the digital data of what you have and make sure that everything looks all there. We've seen the data, the digital data of an index chip. We know what they look like. So let's just go ahead and get go ahead and get Devon uploaded to our mainframe. If you're ready to do that, Spencer, are you ready? Spencer, you feel comfortable for that? Comfortable with that?
Yep. Okay, so I'm like, yeah.
Unless you
I
want to
mean,
just make the transfer
now or
straight from
never.
your laptop.
So
I mean, we could do the procedure straight from your cyber deck.
see if I can just.
Do you want to do that? Are you there?
Would that be easier for you?
Well, I mean, it would of course risk any error.
We can if they think it would be easier. Sorry.
Well, it makes it better for us to analyze the equipment.
Having to do it twice.
Analyze the results. It makes it easier for us to see and analyze whether he's all there if we can all look at it, if that makes any sense. But it's going to put all the weight on you and whoever else is looking at this cyber deck to make sure all the information is accurate, if that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm. Let's see. Would that be the hacking skill?
You wouldn't need to be a check or anything. Just. It's just you've been kind of adamant about not relinquishing control of Devin in the past.
Okay, sorry, I cut out. Yeah, I can just upload.
Okay.
No checks involved or no like significant danger of failure on my end. That's fine.
Okay. All right. Okay. So so you start uploading Devin over, and Arthur, is anything you want to do with the body, or look at anything while you're in that room, or inspect anything, or what do you want to do?
I mean, I guess he doesn't need to make any sort of supporting role at this time. I guess because the body's already been kind of gone over to check for defects or what have you. I guess he would help with the technical side of things.
Okay.
I'm not sure there's a whole lot.
Okay.
Right now that he can.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, you can essentially make like a monitoring roll, essentially like making like an electronics roll, basically like to see if you can red flag when something bad happens, kind of like an electronics notice roll, you know?
Right.
Okay. Do that.
Yeah,
Make an electronics roll.
All right.
Okay. Very cool. All right. All right. Now, you see some issues arising as once the data is arriving on the mainframe. Or at least once the data is on your side and you're seeing it, you're only noticing it now that you've seen some of the signal that you had saw Brandon signal before. The signal that you're reading back from this is different. Like the code doesn't make heads or tails for you. Does that make sense? But the actual energy signal that you're reading, like the digital brain wave, essentially, doesn't look right.
It doesn't remind me of any other signals we've come across, like the alien artifacts or anything like that.
You have the cautious edge, so you got the heebie-jeebies right now.
Okay.
I'll say that.
Okay, he will bring that up to the doctors and Spencer. Hey, this signal doesn't look quite right. I'm not sure what's off about it. It just seems different from the last time I saw it. Do we have any brain doctors who would know a little more about this
Medical
sort of thing?
doctor looks at it and he says, well, I mean, he says it looks consistent with a psychically capable person to me. I mean, built a bit higher on the scale. Was he highly capable?
Yeah, seems to be.
Yeah. We've never met in person, but I mean, if he was able to literally transcend death, in effect, he must have been fairly powerful to separate his spirit from his body.
I think we should continue on. I think that this is just a sign that maybe he's all here, and we might actually. think it's a good sign that when we recover him, he could actually still have his psychic abilities. I think it's a positive note.
Okay.
Oh, undoubtedly.
I'm not
Scientists.
gonna argue. Yeah. I'm like, that would be awesome.
You can't shake
Does,
this feeling. Can't shake this
okay.
feeling, man.
So I look over at Arthur and I'm like,
I mean, did you run into any issues when you were recovering him? I mean, because I know
All I
when I
ran in-
recover data, it doesn't always come through fully.
all I ran into was issues recovering him. I mean, our ship damn near got blown up. The whole thing got fried. So I have an idea.
Have we
And I mean,
talked to him since you recovered him?
No, he has not risked doing that.
No.
Because we might be able to put him into, say, a virtual machine, so he doesn't have access to the rest of the computers, and we can see if his, personality is intact, that sort of thing. I don't know if I'm just saying it might be wise before we put him into an actual body that we put a lot of resources into getting. But
Yeah. Maybe we can get a second opinion. I got on my comm link and I call Aston.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I think everything's going about as well as you could expect a brain transplant to go, or a spirit transplant. Do you happen to know a advanced alien entity that may be able to weigh in on this?
Huh, funny. Weigh in on what?
Well, there's a lot of science talk over here, and Arthur seems to think something's off. And we just want to make sure this isn't like something we're going to get a lot of shots at, if you know what I'm saying. Like, this is kind of a really delicate operation.
It doesn't take an alien being for me to say if Arthur's cautious, we should be cautious.
Right, but Arthur doesn't exactly know. He's got a feeling that something's wrong, but I guess we're having trouble articulating what that might be.
I think Arthur will come on.
I guess there's some difference in the signal. Whatever that means.
Xgon has uploaded his own people electronically, so he would know the best about this sort of thing. It seems.
He's probably the closest we have to an expert.
You're ruling on this one, Shane. Am I able to access his information?
If you want to do that, you're going to have to spend a penny. But you can try to call out XCon and force him out to try to do this kind of articulate thing. So
go. You want to spend that Benny, Spencer?
I'll spend it. I don't care. I got an extra one.
All right, there you go.
Benny, I just say through the comm link, I'm like, think of the children. Maybe that'll help him.
That doesn't do
we've got
anything
a kid here that needs your help.
Oh
XCon hates children.
He does.
So does he come out right there? Or you just guys wanting information from him, or is it you're wanting him to go down there and do it for y'all? What is the plan?
Well, no, I was hoping Aston would actually come down. Yeah, he's come down.
I just put on my comfy shoes. I got a good glass of whiskey.
Comes down
You
there in a
can bring
robe
it,
and slippers.
Just bring it. I'm
With
down
a
in the
scotch.
operating room drinking fucking scotch. Like, all right, what are we doing?
I mean, you're not the one doing the procedure. So.
That's true.
I'm here in a simple advisory capacity. Yeah. So,
No, I mean he's literally not. Like it's the person
yeah,
inside
exactly.
it. Yeah.
It's fine.
Like, well, I haven't really been on speaking terms with XCon lately, but I'll come down and see if I can help.
There you go. That's the spirit.
Yeah, so I'm gonna fucking begrudgingly head down there. Kind of like talking to myself, trying to do like a pep talk, like, all right. I know we don't see eye to eye. I know you don't approve of my methods. But they need us now. So you need to put aside whatever grudge you have with me and help them out. And then, like, after no response, like, by the time I'm halfway there, I'm like, listen, motherfucker.
Piece of shit alien.
All right, so you walk in with a whiskey, and he
What
walks
kind of
into-
whiskey?
It's a Glenlivet, a Founder's Reserve, 18-year-old Scotch.
18. Ooh, oh, Founders Reserve, Glenlivet 18. Nice.
It's older than Spencer.
So he walks in, and the first thing he does
It
is
is.
he sets down the whiskey as his eyes shift. And Aston disappears as Exgon arrives, having been coaxed out by Aston, begrudgingly. And he walks over to the computers. And the first thing he says is, so archaic. And he just kind of looks around at everything.
He's adopting my personality.
And then he looks at the brainwaves transmissions. And he says, who is this?
Like he's 11-year-old human male, and he died on a ship. He was able to leave his body and jump into our ship's computer, and we're trying to download him to a body.
No, it's not. Who is this?
His name's Devin. He was a 11-year-old human child.
I'm telling you, it's not. No human, even psychically capable, is not able to reach these numbers.
We did have an issue while battling an artifact, which I believe it was from your race, and a psychic wave. There was some sort of psychic feedback that blew out the systems in the ship Devin was stored on, and Spencer attempted to recover him, and we thought he had until now.
Why do you think these readings come from something of my race? Or
No,
my
we were
culture?
fighting. We were dealing with some sort of artifact. It was some
sorry,
sort
that
of
was the
self-replicating.
Sorry, the GM. Sorry, misspoke. He said, why do you think you were in conflict with something of my species or culture?
Oh, we're not sure. But it did have a similar shape to the station above the planet where we found you.
Oh,
And
that
we
station,
figured
that
since-
station wasn't my culture.
Oh. I see.
Well, and we figured because you were able to upload, if that's even the right word, yourself to Aston, maybe you knew how this process works, or could help guide us through it.
You have a problem, though. This is two beings, I think. Inconsistent readings. Look, he points at the readings. See the peaks?
Hmm.
That's one reading. The valleys? That's another. I believe the low points represent your 11-year-old human male you speak about. The peaks are something else.
Is there a way to separate the two?
I don't think so.
Roll hack.
Not while in digital form, I don't think.
What would you suggest our course of action be? I mean, this is definitely beyond what I know how to do.
My course of action? The most cautious one. Destroy it.
Yeah, we're not going to kill Devin.
Then I think I'm finished here.
Yep. Aston takes back control. What? I agree. If we don't know what it is, we should not proceed. Spencer, I know that you've been eager to get this taken care of, and I know that it's weighed heavy on you, but let's face it, Exgon's probably the most warm-hearted out of all of us. And if his suggestion was to destroy it, just think back to the situation surrounding when we uploaded Devin's consciousness.
Dr. Leist, the medical professional, speaks up and says, well, he did before he suggested killing a child. He did mention something about he didn't believe it was possible while they were in digital form.
Well, doctor, the child is already dead. But I'll leave that to your professional opinion.
Well,
picks up my whiskey and I'm gonna walk back to the side of the room and shut the fuck up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
He says, well, I think what he was getting to, although he was rather curt about it, is that we can continue with our process and look, whatever is inside Devin will be mortal while it's in a human body.
Can we keep it sedated once we download it and try to deal with it from there?
Just remember, it's a strong psychic.
We could, of course, pump it full of sedative, medication. We would be difficult to ascertain how much to use, but of course.
Arthur, that helmet contraption that we built to block the signals.
Yeah?
Is that two-way? Would that stop him from being able to use them too?
It should, although it's GM's call.
I don't think you built it that way.
Oh, I assumed it would block all psychic powers. But I mean, if that's not how you were
How
saying
did
it,
we build it that way? Did we build it that way? I'm trying to remember if we had to.
I want to say
I'm trying to remember.
it was basically a wearable Faraday cage. Was I think what we were.
Oh
what
yeah,
I was
yeah, that's
imagining.
right. That's right. Yeah, we were. Yeah.
So if
yeah, that's
Spencer wanted
right.
to use his powers, he'd have to take it off. But
That's right, because we had that conversation. Yeah. Okay.
so. We strap him down. We put the helmet on him. Then we shouldn't have to use any sedatives. He can be lucid. And then he can explain what the fuck he is. Also, OOC here. How did the doctor and medical professionals react to my split personality?
Yeah, the GM was just busy role playing. They were quite confused with it. However, they were briefed on the fact that you had that. So, they were quite startled and confused and briefed. Quite, confused by it. But well, the confusion was tempered by the fact that they were briefed by it. So, and we lost Cliff.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
He's
Okay,
back.
no problem. So,
Okay. All right. So I bring out the helmet
okay.
and just put it on future Devin.
All right, sweet.
So
And so, do you guys continue with the upload?
you know my vote. I'm like, there's a chance we're getting Devin out of this. And, I mean, it looks like we've taken every safety precaution we can at this point.
Okay, cool. Aston, are you still in the room, or did you go back down with Clint?
I feel like I'm vested in this now. I'm here.
Okay. All right. Y'all want the rest of the crew here just in case it all goes sideways?
If they're willing, well, yes. Yeah, we should bring in.
Given the gravity of the situation, they're
Our
okay with
crew.
anyone being in this room right now. As far of your
Okay.
crew, they are.
Okay. And then I'm like, are we getting video of this in case,
There's surveillance,
I'm
yeah.
Calm Clint
Okay.
would be like, hey, Clint, you should come down here and bring that new thing that we found in the hallway.
Sorry, I am drawing a blank. You mean the datapad?
No, the other thing.
Are you guys about to walk in with an alpha missile?
I was
Impact
wondering if
pistol.
that's the impact pistol. Yes, okay. Yes, I already got.
With the
The
alpha
meme,
missile,
the
he's
meme has gone on now. I'm just thinking like someone's gonna walk in with an alpha missile.
no pressure, Doc, but if anything goes wrong, my friend here,
We're just gonna blow this place to kingdom come.
he's going to hit it with a
Yeah.
hammer.
Well, I mean, Clint doesn't apparently walk onto a ship without having some type of plan to blow everything up around him, just in case.
It's a good mentality to have.
we'll
Yeah,
be fine.
Clint will head over with the impact pistol on one hip and an alpha missile on the other, and see what happens.
Okay. All right.
So I am assuming, since he said to bring my gun, that I may need to be fully geared up just in case something goes
So
wrong.
you do more than that. You just start
Yeah,
strapping stuff back on. All right. All right. Now you just to make it interesting, I'm gonna change
Good
things
thing nobody-
up with the.
nobody rolled a ninja for this part.
Well, no, that's the story now. We're in story. This is up to GM.
Bring the body up and go, Devin, is that you? And he goes, no, I am Gruber.
Oh, that was way too big.
Let's not just look at Clint and give the nod.
Okay, so you guys, so you start the upload process, which takes about probably like an hour total, because you got to take it slow, track readings, that kind of stuff like that, and he doesn't gain consciousness at first, right? And everything seems to go well. Helmet on, natural pulse, heart rate normal. Everything seems to be fine, but he's unconscious. Do you want to do any kind of like healing rolls or repair rolls or hacking rolls or anything like that to see if you can understand readings to see if everything looked right or anything, guys?
Or go ahead.
I
Because
mean,
yours may be pretty much just as useful as anything I can do. Probably more
Arthur will
useful.
definitely be watching the readings like a hawk. I don't have any ideas for anything he could MacGyver. Somebody has ideas? Let me know.
I can do hacking, or I can assist you with electronics.
I'm gonna buy an adventure card.
Gonna buy an adventure card. Feel like you need something, huh? Okay.
Actually, I think I'll do the same because mine are not great.
I mean, I got some good ones, but it's pretty much all combat related.
Same here.
You know
Okay,
what?
so
Yeah,
we got
that's a good
Arthur
idea.
buying
This is
one.
really one of those times. So I will get one too. Okay. Just because
It's that card again.
Spencer is too invested in this to. Okay. Well.
I think based on what Exgon said, I think Arthur is going to attempt to start pulling out, like separating the patterns, see if he can notice the patterns between the two frequencies. I don't know if he would be able to.
Yes. Okay, make an electronics roll.
Okay. And then, if possible, maybe
Devin
he.
is fully unconscious. The other
Okay.
frequency is not.
He will.
Is there any way to jam the other frequency?
Well, I mean, it's technically being jammed, right? I mean, like that's what the helmet's doing, right? Like at this point, the only other step would be shutting it off. You know?
Isn't it a brainwave at this point?
Yeah, that's what he's reading with an actual plug on the head, like a little sticky. You know?
I'm no doctor, but if you jam a brainwave, I'm pretty sure that kills them.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Well-
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, the only step now is shutting it, like literally trying to shut it off. Yeah. Okay. So so Devin is unconscious, and so if you guys just continue to observe him for 30 minutes, Devin remains unconscious until his eyes start to open. He's on an IV, and he kind of opens his eyes, and you hear a voice you had never heard before, because he's got a different body. And then he says, "Hello?" Where am I?
Devin?
Spencer?
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you in so long.
Yeah. I know. Sorry about that. We're on a ship. We were just able to get you out of the computer?
I don't even remember going in there. Last thing I remembered, we were on the shuttle. And I was in there for safekeeping. I went down to that drone and that artifact, it scared me.
Yeah.
But anyways, I came back to the shuttle and then something hit me. Just a wave hit me. And I felt such pain, and then I felt gone. Like I just got splintered into 1,000 pieces.
Pretty much what happened. We were able to kind of collect those pieces and put them in a computer. So, I can fill you in on the whole story, but needless to say, I look at the doctor. I'm like, can he sit up?
Doctor nods.
Yeah. So I'm like, why don't you sit up? You'll notice a few changes.
It's kind of
Like
hard,
welcome to
though.
puberty.
It's kind of hard because, and he kind of slips and falls back down. He says, my legs aren't working right. I can't feel them. They're kind of numb.
Look at the doctor. I'm like, is that normal with a new body?
Dr. Lice looks everything over. Kind of shakes his head no. He says, something's wrong. They're not working.
Like, okay, well, doctor.
Says Dr. Lice just kind of speaks up and says, look, it could be an issue with the transference of the digital mind recovery. Communication between the physical body and the digital body. If it's just the legs, don't worry, kid. That's fixable. Cybernetics, augmentations, gene therapy, all that's fixable. So just be glad you're alive.
I mean,
so
you've only been in this body for 30 minutes
yes,
and conscious for even less than that.
yeah, and it could come back. Yes.
Devin, do you notice anything different mentally? How are you doing there in that regard?
It's just a ringing. It's a constant ringing. It's like a headache that just keeps chiming in my head. Like a pulse.
Okay. And we can't use any powers on him while he's got the helmet on, right? Is that how the helmet works?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can't use any powers.
Well, Devin, I feel we should be honest with you. We were able to recover you because there's some issues early on. But as far as we can tell, you are not alone in your head. We are going to try to separate out this other thing, this other entity that's in there with you, but I feel you should be aware of this. And don't listen to anything that tells you to do bad things.
He says, it's that thing that was...
We don't know what it is. You don't need to panic, get afraid, just be aware and just be very self-aware.
I gotta tell you, Doc, it's hard not to get scared.
I understand. Well, I don't understand, but I empathize.
I'm like, oh God. I'm like, okay, hey, Devin, we've got the smartest people literally in the universe here helping you out, so don't worry about anything. Okay? Why don't you just relax and just sort of do me a favor and concentrate? Are you hearing anything besides the ringing? Can you feel a presence? Is anybody trying to communicate with you?
I can hear a. I can hear something. It sounds like it's like a sharp noise, like it's bouncing around inside my head, like it's trying to get out.
Okay.
Maybe we could give it a way out and back into Spencer's cyber deck, where we then erase it.
And how do we do
We've
that?
got to assume it's that dumb, and maybe you just told it what we were doing. I mean, we can try it.
So, real quickly, Arthur, you're noticing because you got a notice of D10, right? Was that for like analyzing this situation right now, or was that earlier for something else?
That was earlier for something else.
Yeah. So anyone actually, I'm gonna give this to Clint actually and ask them because they're kind of just like observing. So why don't both of you make notice rolls? Jeez.
We see things.
Yeah, so Aston and Clint both notice while they're doing a lot of interacting. 20 sides to every story. Thank you for the raid, man. So while they're both interacting with the kid on the table, you both notice that his temperature is going up over time by about 0.2 degrees every second.
Oh, shit.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us, guys.
So, Arthur, I'm not a doctor, but seems like he's getting a little hotter. And fevers usually
see sweat
lead
starts
to
to beat up on his face.
Has he hit fever stage yet?
He's at 101 right now.
Rising pretty quick. Y'all may want to get the ice water enema ready.
Maybe if we put him out again, sedate him, we can bring down whatever's causing the fever.
Yeah, well, he probably has a little bit of an infection.
But he's only
that thing needs to be removed.
Dr. Lice starts immediately trying to administer it with like fever-reducing medications. Arthur, do you try to assist him anyway?
Yeah, I guess if it looks like assisting will help.
Yes, it will definitely help. So,
Okay.
why don't you be the primary roller and actually he'll assist you, actually. So, rules-wise, that'd probably be the best way to do it. So you get a +1 bonus to your healing roll.
Okay.
Difficulty is -2 to get it back down, or at least under control.
Okay, so -1 then.
Okay. All right. So you administer the right drugs and medication to manage to get it to kind of control, or at least stop increasing at such an accelerating rate, right? Like to kind of get it tempered down. And the beating sweat and that kind of stuff, and he's starting to kind of like get kind of shaky at this point. and he says, "What's happening to me? I'm getting so cold." And it's at like 103 by the time you get it administered and settled down.
Okay.
He's like, "And what's this thing on my head? I think it's making it worse." And he starts to try to pull it off.
Yeah, don't do that.
Maybe I should get the kid back in the cyber deck.
Yeah, you can't take that off right now.
Mm,
I honestly, I think we should sedate him again. And we can, because his
Dr.
brain will still
Lice.
be functioning.
Dr. Leist says, "I agree." And he just goes and gets the sedative, unless no one else disagrees. And he goes and prepares the syringe and applies the sedative. So he is back unconscious.
okay. I'm like, at this point, all right, we can take the helmet off. I can try a mind blank. We can communicate. We can't keep doing this. What did we have? 3 to 4 minutes of talking to Devin before he literally almost fried to death, and we had to sedate him.
All
And
the
you
chat's like,
mind link?
"Remove the helmet. Remove the helmet."
You mind link with
Yeah.
them, and then all of a sudden, now we have 2 dead kids? No.
Well, what are the other options? I'm the best situated to actually deal with a psychic entity or something that can also jump into people's bodies.
Yes, but you're also the worst situated to deal with what's going on right now due to your emotional investment.
Well, I don't think that's really my emotions are not. This has to get done.
Arthur, reach out to your sister. Does she know any more about what we're dealing with here? This has to do something with that artifact.
Yeah, I can see what she knows. Hopefully she's made some sort of breakthrough.
I mean, if they pulled her away from the site, I assume something happened.
Right. Do I need to spend a penny on that, GM?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, to be fair, the GM brought it up, so it's fair game.
Oh my God, Angry Mob. That's hilarious. uh, that's funny. Now, so you, okay. So yeah, so you reach out to your sister, and so do you go meet her somewhere else? Okay. Kind of, and so you go question her about, the artifact and see if they've discovered more information about it. Does anybody else stay in this room?
Stay in the room.
Clint stays in the room? Okay.
No, I'm going to go talk to his sister because I want to see what she has to say because it may help me make a decision about what I do.
Okay. All right.
Well, I reckon I'll stay in there too because I got a comfy chair and I got a whiskey. So,
Of course. Okay. All right. So only Clint and Aston stay in the room. Okay. Actually, to chat, this is a great time to talk to chat. So, chat, we're going to do a giveaway at the end of the episode. So, we're going to give away some Steam codes for everybody. So, Brandon has graciously offered to give away some Humble Bundle Steam codes for everybody. So, apparently, he has got a ton of these, and he isn't going to play them. So, he is graciously offering a ton of Steam codes for the giveaway. And I hope I do this right. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the giveaway to the chat if I do this right, because it's the first time I've done an Extreme Elements giveaway. So hope I do it correctly. And so you guys can join in as soon as I set it up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the giveaway. If I could figure it out. I found it earlier and now I've lost it. There we go. I clicked on contests to the giveaways, and I'll open it up, and then we'll keep receiving tickets and stuff like that for a little bit, and then we'll do the giveaway. So the giveaway is now open for everyone. All you have to do is type enter to enter, and it should get you guys started. So, for those people watching, just type !enter to enter, and you can also type !giveaway, and it tell you all the details of how to enter. So, and by the way, this is multiple Steam codes. Sorry, is it Steam codes? Are all these all Steam?
Yes. All
Okay,
Steam codes.
they're all Steam.
Um,
Okay.
There'll be a little gift link through Humble Bundle, and you'll just
There you go.
go to the website, and they'll give you all the information.
There you go. Very cool. And I will try to
Never
give them
used-
all to you through Twitch, if I can. So that'll be the preferred way to do it. So,
If you've never used Humble Bundle, then change that.
yeah, because it'll be hard to get your gifts if you don't have Home Bundle. But Home Bundle is also a great software. Great. What do you call it? Thing to use. It's pretty good deals.
Yep.
You can get through there. So, all right. So, all right. There's more people than just that here. Come on, people. I'll be glad to give it to you though. Just 20 sides though. All right. Now, so to Arthur and Spencer, you go track down Adira. She's in the mess hall, and you find her over a meal, and we'll just say you find her at her table, and she's happily greets you as you arrive, Arthur, and she's like, "Oh wow, I'm so glad to see you, brother. I didn't know I was going to be seeing you here."
Yeah, me neither. How have you been?
I'm good. I'm good. I've actually been reassigned.
Oh, did you make some sort of breakthrough? Is that
We did
what you
make
need
some
to
pretty good progress. We did.
awesome? I'm actually. I mean, it's great to see you, and I want to hang out. But right now, we are dealing with attempting to. And he kind of looks around and lowers his voice so nobody can overhear. But we're attempting to download a child's brain waves consciousness into a body that he lost. He's a psychic. He was able to project himself into technology, computer systems. In any case, it seems his consciousness has gotten tied up with an alien consciousness that we think is related to the artifact we found, and the station you were situated on. So maybe your discoveries could help.
She says, "Well, we've made some good discoveries. But unfortunately, I think a lot of our discoveries are more of the historical nature on the artifact. We were able to get into the memory banks of the artifact, or at least some of the memory banks. A lot of them were fragmented. I think the creature was lost as far as historical archives. We think the creature was attempting to seed a new civilization. It was trying to rebuild its culture in that gas giant. So, but yeah, but as far as information about the creature as a whole, are you talking about capabilities? A way to separate this? You said you said they're inseparable?
Well, we don't know. We think we may be able to separate them. There seem to be two frequencies going on. And you can, we may be able to separate them, but any knowledge you have, any help you can offer would be great.
Well, the one thing we definitely know is that the artifact is vulnerable to psychic attacks. That's the one thing we did isolate, is that the artifact is more exceptionally vulnerable to psychic attacks. More
Really?
so than...
Because Spencer, our psychic, had a sort of psychic battle with the artifact at one point, and there was feedback, which cause trouble. It's actually why we're part of the reason that we think that we're in this situation in the first place.
Fortunately, I can't speak to that, but it is weak to psychic assaults. Once
Okay.
once it penetrates through its defenses. The problem is that it has a hard outer armor. It's harder to even. It's as hard to penetrate the outer armor as it is like a tank. So, well, that's probably a bit hyperbolic, but it is a exceptionally durable out of shell. Another thing to be concerned with are the shards. The shards which allow it to connect to living beings, plant itself in organic beings. As you remember, the zombies that you
Right.
guys faced. So that will be the biggest threat, I think, especially if and the boy is here now.
Yes, we've actually downloaded the two of them into a body. We are suppressing any psychic connection through a helmet I constructed a while back.
I would be concerned with the kid exhibiting any sort of abilities that the artifact might have. That's what I'd be concerned with. Because the artifact had abilities that weren't purely psychic in nature.
Such as.
Well, we can't fully grasp where the origins of these abilities were, but the artifact wasn't sending psychic signals when we triggered them. So, when the spikes were released, no psychic pulse emitted.
So
when it teleports, no psychic pulses.
Okay, so it's, as far as you can tell, it's not psychic capable.
Well, it is a twofold creature. We believe that some of its abilities come from its naturally advanced technological state.
And then it has a consciousness, at least of some sort.
Yes. And this is a great time to transition back to Clint. So, Clint and Aston, what are you guys doing while you're there? Dr. Leiss is over there just constantly trying to monitor. Devin, concerned constantly with his vitals and making sure his temperature isn't rising. Emmerich is over at the computer consoles trying to look for technical solutions. What about you two guys?
Well, with having just been oversieged by XCon, Aston's demeanor is definitely, a bit sulkier, a bit lethargic, and he's not nearly as snarky and chatty as he would be.
Right. Okay. What about Clint? What is he doing?
Somewhere in all the chaos, Clint is going to walk over to the boy and gently put a hand on the shoulder and just kind of close his eyes. And in his head, directing his thoughts as well as he can, not knowing if it's ever going to be heard, he says, "Let the kid go. Move over to me and we'll figure this out together." And wait a few seconds, see if anything happens.
While you're doing that, you hear a cracking sound. And you look closely at the helmet. And the lights shut off. And the kid raises up, and the helmet just kind of splinters and falls off his head. As it falls off his head, you see massive spikes protruding out of the side of his head. Thousands upon thousands of small spikes protruding out of the side of his head. Hollow, dead eyes, black. And that's where
So
we'll
what
end
the
our
fuck did
session.
you do?
God damn it, not this again.
That's where we'll end our session. Okay. All right. So thank you everybody for sticking around. We will do the giveaway now. People watching. 20 sides to every story. Looks like you're a winner. We'll have to handle that better next time. I'll put a giveaway in the I guess people weren't listening, so weren't paying attention to the chat. So, but anyways, so we will. I'll pass those on to you, man. So 20 sides. But anyways, so we'll wrap it up here. So thank you for watching, everyone. So next session will be really cool because we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna see the conclusion to this really cool scene. We're gonna see how it plays out. So,
I don't like it.
all right, yes. At least he has a physical body now. But unfortunately, Spencer will have to. Spencer will have to
Baby
decide
steps.
whether he wants to save Devin or not. So
Oh, we're saving Devin.
nice,
I mean, you're not here.
nice.
We're
Saving Devin,
very
huh?
close.
Yep,
Yes.
you gotta save Devin.
Well, I mean, Spencer is the quintessential hero.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
I mean, anybody who knows Devin, it's that guy's hero material.
Nice. All right, so I will. All right, so we'll wrap up here, everyone. So I hope everybody enjoyed it. We'll be back next week, and we'll see the exciting conclusion of this. So, all right, we'll talk to y'all next week. So same time. All right,
Son of a
bye,
bitch.
everybody.
Yeah.
Well, good night.